How's it going, everybody? This is Mike Raetz with Clam Outdoors. Say, whether you're buying your first fish trap or you're just looking to trick out your old one, Clam Outdoors has a bunch of accessories to offer to you to make your fish trap look like this. Alrighty, so we're looking at our fish trap here. This is kind of the meat and potatoes of everything you see. We designed this fish trap to show you everything that you can do to yours, So we're gonna start from the front here and we'll work our way to the back, give you every little intricate detail of what goes on in these fish traps and what you can do. So first things first, as you notice, we've got this big gray material sitting on the bottom. That's your floor. We've had a lot of questions over the years where people want floors in their houses, things like that. So we innovated something and we made it so that can happen. These are available in the hub models as well, but for the fish traps, they're pretty cool. They've got that same setup to them too, so it makes it very easy. It's just all on Velcro. So you fold this back. Now you've got your area for two holes here. Everything's spread apart nice. You're keeping your feet off the ice. You're keeping the water below, and that's exactly what we want. Very, very easy setup on these two is all they are is straps. So as you can see here, it's just your simple strap, and you've got buttons that run along the bottom end of the shelter there to put these on. They come off really nice and easy, and they go right back on. So very simple system to do this, very quick and very mobile, and that's kind of the point behind it, while staying warm on the ice. Moving forward, you can see all the options that are available in the front here. We've got things that range from your bait buckets, where this is a little half-gallon bait well. This is perfect. You go out fishing for the day, you don't want to keep it down on the ice, you don't want it rocking around in the tub. It sits in perfectly like that. At the end of the day when you're done, fold it in the back and it's out of the way, ready for you to make your trip to somewhere, wherever you're going. Moving on here, as you can see, we've got the Clam lock system here. This is a pretty cool system. This started off with the hub shelters and was a very big hit for it, but putting these in the fish traps, you can do so many different things with it, and you can make it your own as well. So with here, like you can see, I got a single rod holder for when you're out fishing during the day. You want a dead stick rod. Well, if I want to change that out, I want to just sit back, I want to eat a sandwich, relax for a little bit. This pops out very, very easy. Now I've got a 2-rod holder that I just set in place there, and I can adjust this to where I want it, how I want it to work, and now I've got 2 rods sitting out in the water, and I've still got lines in the water ready to fish. Such a universal system, and that's what I really, really enjoy about it. Moving over here, you can see we have our corner console system. This is a great system. It holds your water, it holds all of your tools in there. You can put your jigs in there, your jig boxes, whatever you have with, pack of gum, you name it, and it can go in there. Keeps everything up off the ground, keeps it easy for you to reach at, and ultimately makes fishing a lot easier. So when we look at other things too, like I said, there's so many options sitting here. We've got our deluxe seat here. One thing that you'll notice that's a little bit different about this seat is the armrest. It's pretty cool. Something we came up with this year. That was another big thing. People wanted something to relax in. Okay, so when you're sitting there, the fishing's tough, you got your arms to rest on. You can kick back and relax. These will adjust out. So if you want them to go out a little bit farther, you can make them go out a little bit farther. If you want them in tight, you can keep them in tight. And then another cool thing, if you see here, like I said, with these locking systems, you can do just about anything with them that you want. And with this, if I want to, I can take a gear bag, I can put something on the side of here, and I've got something. I've got my jigs on the side, I've got my baits on the side, I've got whatever I need on the side. You could even put a rod holder over here if you wanted to. So really cool options with that. Something you'll also notice is we've got our spreader pole system. Biggest complaint from a lot of people nowadays is keeping your spreader poles organized in an area, so when you get to where you're going or you get back from the end of the day, they're not sitting all over the inside of the tub. So really simple system. These pop out. I've got everything on here. They're on 2 hooks. Spreader poles pop out, you put them in for the day of going fishing. When you're done at the end of the day, they set right back down inside of there. You've got a Velcro strap. That's simply put, you strap it in, tighten it down, and you're ready to take off for the day. Really simple tool and really easy way to keep everything organized and efficient while you're on the ice for the day. Moving on to lights. We've got a lot of options for lights, but 2 that really come to mind that I enjoy a lot is 1, we've got our light bar system that mounts inside the poles itself. This is a really cool system just because it keeps everything addressed. It keeps it as one big piece, and it's really easy. You're not doing a bunch of different random stuff, you know. So we've got a couple options here, but when we look at the lights, what I like about this one so much is it adjusts. So I can turn it off and on by this switch, but I can also dim it down. So if I want to dim it down for the day, at nighttime, say you're on a really clean lake, and fish are very, very, very skittish when it comes to light, but you still need something to see so you can see what you're doing, what you're rigging. I can turn that light down to almost nothing, but still have just enough for me to see what I'm doing. And if you wanna see everything that you're doing, or you're at the end of the night and you wanna get ready to go and you're getting packed up, you can crank this thing up and it'll look like a UFO on the ice for you, so you can see everything that you're doing. Very much love that. I have these lights in every single one of my houses, and I'll never not have them in them. Moving on, if you like to party a little bit, you like to have a little bit of fun on the water, or you just like a little bit of different color. I know in some of the places like Vermont and stuff, they like to use green, things like that, to help attract bait in at night. And that's what this is. This is the flex light system. Very, very cool. Plenty of different options, as you can see. This one's dimming down, so you, like I said, you still have that option for dimming them down, turning them up, but then also we have different colors. So you've got kind of your normal clean lighting, then we've got red, we've got green, and we got blue for an option. This is also one that dims and then turns up too. So very, very, very cool. Makes it, you know, some people like that different color lighting for the eyes and that such, but then like I also said, for those states where you can use, you know, colored lights and stuff like that in the water to help attract fish and help attract bait, that's definitely the way to go. It's universal, so it's not locked down to anything, so you can use it on anything. I actually have a couple of these in my boat that I'll use in the morning time when I'm getting rigged up before a tournament, things like that. So it's a very useful system, not only in here, but out on the actual water itself and anything else. So that's very much something to look at. You know, moving on, we've got things like your corner console, like I discussed, very cool option. But also when you look at all these light systems, you might be wondering and asking yourself, well, where are you gonna put the battery? How are you gonna do that? Well, this is something we've had for a long time, and that's our battery bracket system. The battery bracket system is really cool because it allows you to put multiple kinds of batteries in there. And don't think for 1 second that this is just a trick or trap item. I use this in my snowmobile. I use this on other things. It's got a foam insert in there, and what that foam insert does is it keeps your battery secure. So when you're using your little 12-volt batteries, things like that you would use in your flashers during the winter, keeps that secure. But if you want to bulk up and go to a little bit bigger battery, you can pull this insert out and it's going to open up that space for you. It's got a strap on there to keep everything down nice and tight so it's not going anywhere. So you can see that's pretty much in there. It's not going to move, and that's what you want when you're traveling across the water. So a lot of cool options when it comes to the electric side of things, you know. And as we move into the back of the house, this is where it gets fun. This is where we get to look at all the cool little toys and stuff like that, and some of the new items that are out this year. So if you notice, we talked about the Clam lock system, and that's kind of what we have going on here. You know, when you look at this, this is a great little tool for holding your jigs, holding your plastics, holding tools of anything, you know, tape, whatever have you. But if it's something to where like you have your jigs and you put it back here for the time being while you're traveling across the ice, you want to remove it and put it closer to you, this all slides right off. It's on that locking system. So that makes that easy. I can take this and bring it over to here, lock that into place, and now I've got my jigs and my baits and everything right next to me, up off the floor, all organized in one spot. That's a really nice thing. It's small and compact, and that's what kind of makes it what it is, but it's got enough room on the inside to really pack some stuff in there. But it's keeping everything lightweight, out of the way, and easy to pack up. So moving on to here, another great item that we have is our small organizers. We also have a small and we have a large. And what these were designed to do, obviously, is to hold everything you need from your tools that go into here. Say you don't have this little gear bag here, it's got something to put your jigs in, all of your plastics, anything you're bringing out for the day. There's so many endless options. And one thing I like the most about this, and I don't think it gets talked about enough, is the propane storage that we have here. A lot of us, like me, I love using 1-pound cylinders. I'm not a big fan on the 20-pound cylinders, but if I am bringing a 20-pound cylinder with, and I'm making a long run, you know, say we're on Lake of the Woods, it's very, very cold out. Propane can freeze very easily. So having those backup options for when you get to the lake or when you get to your destination is always good to have. So I like this because I can put 1 pound cylinders in here for backup if I ever need them. They're not on the floor, they're not getting bounced around, they're not getting beaten up. They're in a safe storage, so when you get to the spot that you're gonna fish, you always know you're gonna have heat. You know, that's what I really enjoy. Moving on over here, I'll slide the seat over. Something cool we have this year is a ruler. A lot of the times, especially, you know, fishing tournaments and stuff like that, you need to have a ruler on you, but it's so hard. I mean, we have little tape measures, things like that we use because we don't really have a good way of bringing this item with us. You know, so when you're trying to measure out fish, you know, fishing panfish tournaments, we have minimums on sizes. So, you know, it could be 6 inches, it could be 10 inches on crappie. It really depends on the lake that you're fishing. But being able to have a tool like this with you at all times and be able to safely keep it organized and out of the way, but easy access, is really, really nice. So having this ruler on here, as you can see, it slides out and goes in very, very easily. You can have it with you on your trips. Like I said, it's not banging around to the bottom, and it's in a nice, safe spot. Moving over to here, it's a cooler. Pretty cool deal. Also, once again, it's on that locking system. It's a nice little cooler if you want to bring anything with you. If you got your sandwiches for the day, any pops, anything like that of that sort. You got a nice little place to put it, and you've got a cool area to put it too. You don't have to like having it there or keeping it all over the place. You can keep everything organized. That's honestly the name of the game when it comes to fishing, especially in the wintertime. I think we don't spend enough time being organized, so when that bite does come around or we get that little tiny window, we're not ready for it. And by having tools like this inside of your fish house, you're always ready for something like that at all times, but you always know where it's at. And that's huge. Things get lost really, really quick. You know, organization is the key to ice fishing. You know, I can tell you many days being out in the water, not being organized and getting on that bite, but I got nothing because I don't know where it's at. So being able to have little things like this make all the difference in the world, you know, especially something like this here with the rod storage. You know, this is a 4-position rod holder. We do make singles, as you saw. But this is a cool thing too. So you can run this off of the puck system as well. Otherwise, you can do like I have it here, where I have it mounted to the side. You know, these are options that can go anywhere. This is something I actually have mounted on the back of my snowmobile too. I have 2 of these sitting on the back where my bucket rack's at. So when I'm out moving across the lake, fishing tournaments, I've got all my rods lined up. They're organized. I know what they are, and I know how to get to them very, very quick. And I can keep things going. If I want to change a rod, I can change a rod. If I want to put a rod in there, I can do that. They stay in there nice and tight. They keep you where you need to be. You don't have to worry about losing stuff or breaking as you go down the ice. So that's the inside of this house. There's so many more options that Clam Outdoors provides for these fish traps. These are just a small example of what we can offer to you. We have a ton of them that you can see on the Clam Outdoors website, so you definitely want to check that out. But before we end this little segment, I want to talk to you about runner kits. And I'm going to show you a couple that you can look at for any of these fish houses. So we've always got those options between whether you're a weekend warrior or you're that guy that likes to take those long runs on Lake of the Woods, the big, big, big lakes, the Great Lakes, where you're making 30, 40, 50-mile runs at a time. So a couple options here for you. If you're that weekend warrior who likes to get out, takes a snowmobile, but wants to keep the bottom of your tub safe, definitely something I would suggest is just the regular fish trap runner kit. These are 2 runners that come in this. They go on the outer sides of your tub, and they work very well. I've used these in quite a few houses over the years, and I've never seen any problems. You know, these are almost like they're almost like a safety pack when it comes to your fish trap, to keeping everything safe, keeping things good on the bottom so you don't burn holes. There's a lot of jagged ice out there. There's nails, it depends on where you go. I've seen it all, and having one of these on the bottom of it is definitely a big, big, big plus, you know. But if you're that person that likes to run, make long runs, long trips, you know, barreling through the ice, I would definitely take a look at the X Series runner kit. This is a much thicker system. They're about a 1/4 inch thick. They've definitely got the meat behind them. It's a high fax runner, just like the regulars, but it's a high quality, so it's a lot thicker, it's a lot more durable, it's stiffer. These actually come with pre-drilled holes. These are not going to give you pre-drilled holes, but what we do offer is we offer a schematic on where you should punch the holes if you do decide just to do the regular fish trap runner kit. But if you go into the X Series, so you want to beef up your tub just a little bit more, These are all pre-drilled, ready to rock and roll, shows you where to go, and it makes it a lot easier. You got a heat gun on you to bend them around a little bit, you'll get them on in no time. So that's some of the things that Clam Outdoors has to offer for tricking your trap. Like I said, go check out clamoutdoors.com. Look at all the different accessories you have. Go into the stores, look at them, feel at them, and pick a few up.